I'm going to walk you through all the reasons that you should never day trade. You probably already have heard this from a million people. Day trading is risky. You're going to lose all your money. I know my mom told me that when I told her I was thinking about starting a day trade. And some of you might not take this seriously because you might know that I am a day trader, but I actively all the time discourage people from learning how to trade. When I meet them and I hear them talk, and I can just tell that this is not this is not the thing for them. So I'm sitting here at a table with, we've got about $18 million in trading profits between the 7 of us, and we're going to tell you why you shouldn't day trade. So we're going to go around and we'll highlight a few different things. I think one of the things that I think about a lot are the aptitudes that are required in order to be successful. And these are things that it's very easy to take for granted and not even be fully aware of that we possess. But we all obviously have a certain set of skills and aptitudes that have allowed us to thrive in the market. And yet there's some people out there that do not have them. So I'll just call out one of my aptitudes that I think gives me an edge. Because you do have to think about that. If you're going to come into the market knowing that most people lose money, what's your edge? And I think one of my edges is speed. I grew up at a time where I played video games. I was big on a computer from an early age, and I'm quick on the computer. I'm quick with the keyboard, and I can take very quick scalp trades, breakout trades. I can react very quickly when I see green on the tape. I see green on the tape, I'm already in. Manoli's like, huh? Like, you're doing well, but I'm just
I was
saying.
in on the dip.
Yeah, I know you weren't on it. Okay. So it's just one of these things where hand-eye coordination, super quick, reflexive, intuitive, and can make very quick decisions very quickly. Decision velocity. That was something you said yesterday, right?
I think something along those lines.
Something along those lines. The ability to make very quick decisions. So I'm just going to throw that out there as maybe one of my skills that I came to the table with that probably made me an aptitude that made me more likely to be successful. Who's got one that they think they have? Chris, you have one?
Yeah, I mean, I love the computer's almost an extension of myself for the most part. And I built my first computer when I was 13 years old and played video games. So I definitely would agree with that one. But another one that I feel like I have that is fairly unique is I do try to detach myself emotionally from money. And I think that's key to going with the swings of the wins, the losses, and just figuring out in the beginning, you have to have the tough skin to not, when you lose money and, it sucks, but, at the end of the day, it's just money and there's bigger things and more important things in life, and
right. You
do have to experience the losses with the wins. So I've gotten really good over the years, especially with owning a business prior to this. Good days, bad days. I had to make several $100,000 a month to make payroll and pay the bills before I ever took home a dollar.
Yeah.
So these perceptions and perspectives on money, I think, influenced me greatly and kind of set me up to be a good trader, essentially.
So, and to sort of, to paraphrase, if you are not good at losing money, you should not day trade. And on mine, if you're not good with the computer and you're not able to make quick decisions, day trading probably isn't for you. Who else has one?
Well, you just kind of took mine.
Oh, my apologies.
So I was going to say that I'm really good at handling loss. And I think that helps me out a lot because then I'm just not beating myself up. And it's easier for me to just get back and think.
It's empowering.
Yeah. Yeah, just to get right back at it and see how I can win again.
It's liberating.
Yeah.
You can take a huge loss and jump right back on that horse.
Yeah.
Because you have to be super resilient. Yeah. So if you are not a resilient person, if you're the type of person that holds on to things, cannot let them go. If you're like my mom who's still upset about losing her JetBlue voucher from years ago, day trading is not for you. All right. But that's really, it's important. You have to be resilient and you've got to be okay with loss. So you need to have a willingness to take some risk. If you don't have a willingness to take some risk, day trading probably isn't for you. Who else has one?
I think in addition to what you said, I want to talk about on the other side of the things is I think you have to really respect the capital as well. So
Yes.
taking the proper risk. Yeah, losses are part of the business. You're going to have ups and downs in it, but if you respect the capital, if you take proper risks, you won't make a decision. You won't ever be in that position where like, oh man, I just took 10,000 shares when, my risk only allowed me to take 1,000 shares. So if you are gradually, making your way up, then, and, you really need to understand what risk is and how much you can kind of, how much you can expense. So, I mean, it's like going out to a store, and when you're only making $500 a day, you're going out and spending 400 of it on things that, are not even needed in your life. So I think understanding you can carry that in the trades. Like if your account is only $10,000, then, take appropriate risk. And
now that's an interesting one, because that requires an ability to be disciplined and an ability to follow the rules. So if you are not disciplined and you're not good at following the rules, you probably shouldn't day trade. Having said that, every single one of us here, we are very independent people, right? Day trading is exciting because it's something that it feels like you're very independent, you're self-sufficient. You don't need to, work with a 9 to 5 for someone else. And so in a way that feels like a personality type that's not really a rule follower, because of the by the book, like I went to college, I got a 9 to 5 job, et cetera, et cetera. So on the one hand, I think you need to have a little bit of an independent streak to want to do something that so many people struggle at. But on the other hand, you have to do it with a willingness to be so disciplined and follow the rules within this structure. So it's sort of a funny conflict there between being a rule follower and being like a kind of like, alternative type of person. I don't know.
It's a paradox, right?
Yeah.
You have to just make your way through it somehow. And just find that happy medium in between.
Yeah.
It's like risking up and then also understanding how much your risk is.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you going to say something?
You guys were, the main thing that was on my mind was resilience. You've got to be resilient. You've got to be able to take losses. And if you're not good at taking losses, it's going to be really difficult for you, because even, you imagine when you start learning, you're going to have losses, but that doesn't stop. It just becomes on a different scale. You always have losses. You always have pullbacks and drawdowns while you're in your career. And if that's something that's going to stop you, it's going to be really difficult. You have to be able to bounce back. You have to be determined. And for me, and for the point you were just saying, is that freedom and that kind of want for more, or being my own boss, or being able to live life kind of on my own terms. That's all the drive that I need to stay in and figure it out and keep going. And plan B is plan A.
So
basically,
if you think that you're going to get rich quick, day trading is not for you.
It's not at all for you.
If you're not driven, if you're not willing to be, this is the reality. If you can't be super patient and super disciplined, this is not for you.
Some people have done real well, but even the people who've done real well, we've all had big drawdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. And but the thing is, like, I'm thinking to Jess, like flipping houses, there's going to be a house that you flip at some point where you're going to be, maybe you break even on it. You put all that time and energy into it, and then it just doesn't work. And that part of being resilient in a lot of different careers where you're a bit more independent, you've got to bounce back. You've got to take your losses, bounce back, and move on. That's critical in life. That's like a life skill, to be able to let things go and move forward.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of just doing anything. So if, a lot of people talk about technology skills or handling something. I think just like if you do any type of anything in life, it's all self-belief. I really think you need to have a sick amount of self-belief to do anything or to succeed at anything. Because if you don't believe in yourself, or if you don't believe in what you're doing, that's going to be your forever block.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, you have to believe in
That's a
yourself in
huge
spite of the failures.
You've got a small circle of people who might believe in you that much too, but if you don't believe in yourself that much, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. It has to be internal, right? You can only find a circle where the motivation is going to come from the outside. At some point, you have
That's
to be
not
able
enough
to
when you're getting beat down. all the
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think you kind of touched on it a little bit too already, but the word discipline though. Something I found out about all of us though is that we have a very disciplined routine outside of just trading, like kind of day in, day out, the same routine that we have going forward. I think that's kind of something that plays into it as well though. You know, if you can set a good bit of discipline, I guess these guys have it more routine than I do. They're a lot more disciplined than I am sometimes, especially in other aspects of their life. But I think that if you can kind of have that and follow it into your trading, I think that's going to be super helpful for you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that muscle, the muscle of discipline, it comes out. It's a muscle. You can apply it to your routine at the gym, to the way you eat, to going to bed on time, getting up on time, to trading. If you're not disciplined in various other areas of your life, it's hard to expect that you can be disciplined in trading. So, you know, an opportunity to be disciplined in something else can help strengthen that muscle. So taking on a routine of going to the gym or, you know, eating healthy or trying to get to bed early or whatever it is, those are all steps that you can take outside trading that help strengthen that muscle of discipline, which when it counts in the moment, when you're in a trade and you have to make a decision about cutting the loss or, you know, averaging down, you want to make sure that the discipline is there to help you make the right decision when it counts.
I had a follow-up thought
Yes.
on that. The discipline for sure. Manoli and I are in the gym 7 a.m. today. But one thing that I especially noticed and talking with Chris yesterday is enjoying being uncomfortable. I think all of us would say that, and that all of us make sacrifices.
Yeah. I
that
sleep
we
standing
think-
up.
What's that?
I sleep standing up.
Yeah, like crazy things, you know?
Cows.
Like a cow.
All of us, I'm sure, have made sacrifices that we think are going to make us better at this. You know, I don't know if any of us enjoyed drinking before we were trading, but, you know, we went out to dinner last night. No one was drinking. All of us are willing to sacrifice things that we think will make us better and be uncomfortable and get better.
Yeah.
You just made us sound really fun at parties.
Yeah.
None of us
And
we
we were in-
like sports.
Manoli
We
got
just wanna
2
talk about
lobster.
trading.
We were all in bed by 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Hey, we were the loudest one at the restaurant. So.
We were the loudest.
And to a certain individual, we were peacocking.
Well, yeah, no, that is good stuff. And I really do think that being able to get comfortable in discomfort is huge, because discomfort happens whether it's in trading or in everyday life. And the more you can embrace the comfort in that, and that's also kind of just like that, go with the flow, man. Like, you know, there's
Embrace
ebbs
the
and
suck.
flows. Like, just let it roll off your shoulders, because this is trading. This is the market. Easy come, easy go. All right. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I hope you found this helpful. Leave some comments down below, and we'll be back at it for another episode real soon. Hey, I want to thank you for watching this episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. This channel has crossed over 1 million subscribers, and it's thanks to viewers like you. If you want to check out a couple other episodes that other traders are watching, you can see them listed right here. Thank you as always for tuning in, and I hope you subscribe to the channel.